Good morning from Beavers Bend State Park. This is our last day here, and we had a good time here. Some of our family rented a cabin, and we stayed in the RV park here. This is about almost a 4-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive from where we live. It's in this very southeast part of the state. Not far from Texas or Arkansas, Louisiana. In fact, I think there's more Texas plates here than I see Oklahoma plates. But let's have a look around, and I think it was like around $38 a night with the fees and everything. Very reasonable. It was full hookups. So let's take a look around here, and then we're gonna hitch up and head back home. So we're in site number 1 of Buckeye, and it's a concrete site, a nice concrete drive here, and very big pad. Nice concrete picnic bench and a grill and fire ring. We had a nice fire last night. We bought the wood from the store here by the restaurant. Didn't burn real good, but we doused it with a lot of lighter fluid and finally got to kick off. There's also a lantern post here. The one thing I would say, being concrete, anytime we've stayed on concrete, it's been very level, but this one here is not very level. You can see we have our levelers there on the tires. So that's one thing on this pad here. But we did feel like we got one of the better spots, because if you look down that way, you'll see that the RVs back up to one another and are pretty close. Except this guy here in this fifth wheel, he's got a good spot. And then this guy right next to us, he's got a super good spot, because he could see the river. River's right over there. And there's some nice cabins, but they're far away. No noise. We didn't hear any problems there. Didn't have any problems. The other thing I'll say is one of the disadvantages is, as you see, I dumped this morning. I've got to put the hoses away, but you see how high that dump, the sewer cap pipe there is? That made it where I had to keep pulling up my line there to get it all emptied out. I don't know why they made it that high. It should have been more flush. But man, the trees here, it's just beautiful. Lots of shade. It was real pleasant. Yesterday morning it rained, and I slept really good until like about 9 o'clock. I mean, I was waking up but falling back asleep several times. Yeah, this guy has a really nice rig here. Vengeance. Nice tow vehicle. But here's the river right here. We've seen this thing go both directions, so not sure how that all works. How they control the flow there. But there's fly fishing here. You know, this is one of our favorite state parks in Oklahoma. It's close to Hochatown and Broken Bow, which has Hochatown is real cool. A lot of craft breweries and some wineries and shops, places to rent Jeeps, and so it's pretty cool to have that close by and go get a bite to eat. We ate at Grateful Head Pizza twice, and it's really good. Yes, if I think I mentioned it before, we're in the Buckeye Loop. Site number one. There's a lot of loops here for RV camping. Acorn is a good one. A lot of sites are right on the river. But these are not available, these new pull-throughs. I don't know if things aren't hooked up all the way or what. But look at this one. This is number 4. And that's huge. Look at that. And there's several of them all the way down. There's a car parked in one of them. But you can see they're all blocked all the way down there. Let me zoom in here. See, they're all blocked. Like I said, these down here in the center are back up to one another pretty close. So if you're camping with other people, it could be, work out pretty good for you. They have these nice big posts here with the number, the site number on it. Very easily identifiable here, what site you're at. So I definitely would like to score one of these someday, because look at this view here. Oh my gosh. They're really pretty in the fall when the trees are changing colors. And yesterday they blew the siren several times, and that means that the water is rapidly rising and they're releasing more water from the dam. But yesterday our family swam in the river. It was very cold, they said, but they had a good time. Once they got used to the temperature, it wasn't too bad. I mentioned that because there's trout fishing around here, that pretty much tells you the water is going to be cold, because the trout like cold water. So there's zip lining, there's this thing called Swin Cars, SWINCARS, and they're like little off-roading electric cars. That looks pretty cool, but they are expensive, somebody told me. And there's also a museum up at the main office there, a really nice museum with different dioramas and information. There's lots of hiking, beautiful trails, hiking trails. The shortest one is like 0.75 miles, 3/4 of a mile. The longest, I believe, was 7 miles. See, zoom in here, show you the building right there. That building is showers, bathrooms, and there's a laundry. You don't always find laundromats at state parks. AT&T is very limited. Verizon, from where we're at here, we're on Verizon. It's terrible, non-existent. They say you can make emergency calls when you're not getting service. There's a restaurant right here in the park. We had breakfast there one morning. It was good. It looks like that family just came back from a little walk. I believe they're staying in one of those cabins behind us. cabins you have to park up above there. I don't know if you could see some of the cars. It would be best to have some kind of wagon to bring your supplies down the walkway there to the cabin. Definitely, now we've camped here before. I think our last time was 2020 at the beginning of COVID, and it was pretty full here. We were in the Cypress campground. This is our first time in the Buckeye Loop here. Very nice. And the cabins are scattered all out. Oh, and deer. Oh my gosh, there's so many deer. And I have another video to watch on our train ride where you'll see lots of deer. And it was a good train ride. So you could do that. There's pedal boats, but they're not the fiberglass pedal boats that you're used to seeing. They're actually like small little pontoons with canopies. So that looked pretty cool. So there's lots of activities. And with Ho Chi Town, just a few miles out with the restaurants and all that, it just makes for a wonderful stay. So we'll see you down the road. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.